Hey, everybody, this is Vince Gilligan, executive producer.
Peter Gould, writer-director.
RJ Mitty, Walt Jr.
Aaron Paul, Jesse Pinkman.
Betsy Brandt, Marie Schrader.
Andrew Ortner, associate producer.
Anna Gunn, Skylar White.
Hey.
And this is Jesse shooting them up.
Yeah, playing Rage.
Great game, Rage.
Yeah.
And this is a special version of Rage that was done for us by id Software to our specifications, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Really?
And there is an Easter egg right there. There's the Easter egg.
What does that say?
Yeah. Easter egg.
There's the Easter egg. Freeze frame and go back.
Yeah, freeze frame. We're not going to give it away, but you have to figure it out.
It says product placement.
And actually, Rage has a Breaking Bad Easter egg in the actual game also.
Oh, really?
If you look carefully, there is Tuco's Grill.
Oh.
Yes, I think it's in the police station as evidence.
That shot, I'm really happy with that one. That was what we call a Texas swap.
Yeah.
We went on the fake gun, panned over to Aaron, and then there's the real gun.
I got to tell you, my arm hurt. Remember how, like, my arm, because I had to hold my hand out there for so long, and I know it sounds...
Stop being such a pussy.
I know it sounds pathetic, but it's like, oh, no.
Tough job.
It was very intense.
Yeah.
It was This was a tricky scene, too, because we wanted to figure out how much Gale to put in.
Yeah.
Isn't that always the problem?
Yes.
How much Gale to put in every episode?
Mrs. Gale is probably, asking that question herself. How much Gale to put in?
Well, I felt a little bit bad because we did have David Costabile fly in for that, what you just saw there, which was probably about 12 frames, but there you go.
Don't feel bad.
He was happy.
He's such a wonderful guy.
He's so great. I love to have him around.
It's always so great to see Anna and Brian
The Whites.
together.
The happy couple.
Looks just like the top of a wedding cake.
Yes,
the two of you.
that's right.
Well, the cast was so incredibly kind to me. This was my first television directing ever. I directed a small indie movie, and it was like going from a bicycle to a Formula One car. And everybody was just so generous, and you guys were just really fun to work with.
You were wonderful.
That was.
I thought you were pretty good.
This is the ass kissing portion of the commentary here.
I thought you were amazing.
I agree with Aaron.
Her up.
Thank you. Yeah, there's still episodes to come, so we'll all tear each other up in the season, the last set of commentaries.
I love what you do here, Anna. I love what you guys. I love this little thing you do with your fingers, like give them a tip.
It's
Bueno, Martin. Muy bueno.
I know.
Yes, this.
such a Skylar thing. Such a Skylar thing to
My
do.
name is Luis.
I know exactly. Why did you keep calling me Martin?
Everybody's Martin.
This was a fun shot. We actually had to dig a hole
My poor
in the
car.
parking lot. We had to dig a hole in the parking lot to do that.
Did you?
And it was actually
at that.
touch and go.
This is a great sequence. You did a great job with this. I
This
love
was a lot of fun. This was a new kind of action for me, and it was just a blast. This also, our second unit did a couple of those shots.
Was that Brian really driving?
Hell no.
Like that?
He wanted to. He wanted to.
Wasn't there?
Why couldn't I do it?
This is a Revolution lens, just for the geeks.
Oh yeah.
Peter, wasn't there something with the anti-lock brakes that didn't make it hard to shoot this sequence?
Yes, I'm
Isn't
sure.
there a button, though, you can shut that off?
No, I thought you told me that.
Yes.
You guys had some sort of problem.
You are correct.
Yes.
You can't drift as easily or do donuts or whatever with the Positrack or whatever where the rear end is like on this thing. It's too stable and too it's Dodge does a good job. Product placement again, and God bless Dodge. They do a good job keeping the wheels planted, but you don't want the wheels planted when you're doing donuts, so it was a little tricky for the driver.
I was very proud of the little transition there we just did a moment ago from the green screen to the actual location, which is some of the wall shots were green screen.
Peter Gould.
Really?
And Andrew, talk about all that's added in, right?
All those tire marks are they're not actually real tire marks. We had to digitally add those to the picture.
Oh, wow.
In that shot.
In that shot,
In that
yes.
shot, yeah.
Yeah, and you had to match the ones that we had done earlier. This was it all had to be shot sort of out of sequence because we had 3 cars, one which was hung up, one which blew up, and one which drove. And we had to shoot the explosion first, and it was the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Wow. Doesn't look that cold.
Nope. It's not cold there, but in the next shot, it's very cold.
Ah,
See,
interesting.
this is just sickening. Y'all destroying my car.
I know.
It's a beautiful car.
Walter Jr. gets no respect.
Dude, no, I get no respect.
He's too busy eating breakfast.
I know, right? It's like,
By the way, shout out to Chrissy Hind and the Pretenders. I love this. I love this freaking song.
yeah.
It's a great song.
It was such a great choice, too.
This is just so great how he just sits down, makes a phone call.
The question for the audience, hopefully, is that they're thinking, is this going to be cool guys walk away from explosions? And instead, we're kind of stretching out the moment in our special Breaking Bad way.
Yeah.
I think that's a safe distance.
That begs the question, how far away do you get?
Yeah.
And where he says this is on the phone to the taxi guy, it's exactly where it is in real life. It's the pavilion parking off of University.
And
I
it's-
love that.
And it's walking distance from the studio.
It is. You had to be careful, in fact, which angles you chose here so you didn't see the actual studio in the background, correct?
That's so true. There are a few landmarks that we see over and over again on the show that we try to avoid seeing again. There's a water tower in particular.
Yeah.
And Brian's I love his delivery here too.
Great, thank you.
And this is Brian, by the way.
How loud is it in real life?
It was more like a pop.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that loud. And, I thought we got it. I knew it looked nice, but then I saw Stu had put it on his cell phone, and I was like, ooh, that looks great.
I love this shot here. This is a very nice angle you chose. And I love how you hang in it for a long damn time because it's interesting the whole way.
Well, this was fun. Again, this is Bob Odenkirk as the immortal Saul Goodman. And Bob and I got to do, the year before, we did a few webisodes together. And that was really fun because it was sheer comedy.
That's right.
And this is Saul in our universe.
I think you can find those webisodes on the season 3 DVD and Blu-ray.
Ah, very nice.
How about
Wow.
And you wrote those and directed?
I wrote them, and Bob and I kind of split the directing.
Right.
It was really a blast. I mean, to get to work with a guy who did Mr. Show and do comedy was really kind of special. And I think this is, I love it when we get to hang on a shot like this. So
Yeah, this is a great shot.
it's fun. It's fun. And
I've been working magic here.
It's very hard to keep a straight face when you're doing a scene with him.
I'll bet it
It's
is.
true.
You know what's funny though? In real life, he's not on.
No.
It's like he does you the respect of no, I'm me, I'm Bob.
Yeah.
But then when he's on, he's funny. But in real life, he's not funny.
there's
You kinda get
there's
him
a
on, though.
mummified
Yeah, you
hand.
can. You can get him
In
on.
real life,
Yeah, you're right.
if you start, he won't,
Yeah.
he'll pick up the baton.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right.
he will.
You're right.
Inside Saul's safe.
Oh yeah.
If you look carefully on the left, there's a mummified hand.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Mummified human hand
Mummified human
with a
hand.
pinky ring.
I love that you guys put that in there.
Well, it's all gonna pay off.
Or maybe it won't. Well, maybe it will. I don't know. Who knows? It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
That's right. It's in the hiding safe.
I've never gotten over the design of his office. I love it so
Oh, yeah.
much.
I love
it
it
so
so
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Rob Wilson King, our previous production designer, did a great job.
Pillars.
Yeah.
I want those in my office.
Yes.
You have some, don't you?
Wrong answer.
We the people.
I know.
Those columns are pretty cool. They weigh maybe 30 pounds each, 40 pounds. They look pretty substantial, though.
A big one. Look, if you held my feet to the fire, I could come up with a couple names. One or
Now
two
we
guys
get sort of towards the crux of the episode, which is the crux of the season, which is how the hell is Walt going to get rid of Gus?
Mike knows everyone who does
And
this.
we're going to see that there's a plan.
Don't say anything. He's right outside.
I might take offense.
let's say we get lucky.
One of the fun things about doing a Saul scene is to get to pick out his color combination for the scene.
This was kind of subdued.
You know, it's a sort of
him.
serious scene. He's a little on edge here.
At some point is going to come
I think we need more pins, though.
Yeah.
and Gus Fring, hey, just
It's great that he respects the planes and
That's true. You know, Wayfarer,
it happened.
we all,
but I can't get anywhere near him. You can't get near
we're
him.
all still thinking about
Chase your
Wayfarer.
partner.
That's right. He's got the pen.
Yeah.
There's the
There's
man.
the man, yes.
He just went up in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah,
Cardi.
painting the wall.
In the T-shirt.
Your arms get sore from painting.
Yes,
Oh my God.
I got a lot of like arm movement going on in this.
This is the most workout he's done.
Yeah, I mean, look at those arms.
This is why you're not symmetrical anymore.
Guys, look at those guns.
I was just gonna say that's why your right arm is so much more buff.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was masturbating.
Right.
Now, that's the left arm. You balance it out that way.
Yeah, you have to balance it out.
Switch off.
I got a
It's a
question.
disservice if
God, you bring
don't.
up masturbating, and now you got a question.
I got a question.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, literally.
How do you do it exactly? No. Why does it hurt? No.
Emotionally, or
Why do I always weep while I'm doing it? No. No, I got a question. Looking at the tattoos there, has there ever those tattoos are applied by our wonderful makeup department? Those fake tattoos on your arm there, Aaron.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a day that they forgot to put it on and we didn't have it on by accident?
No,
Okay.
no, not not that I remember.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
neither actually. Come to think
Yeah,
of it.
no, they're very, and it used to take a lot longer than you'd think. I mean, the tattoo usually lasts about 2-3 days,
Yeah.
depending on the clothing that I'm wearing
Yeah.
throughout the days. But and then they just touch it up just with makeup and like
blue
marker.
your
But,
eyes are.
man, those eyes.
You're so handsome.
I love you, Aaron.
You're so pretty.
I got another question. You've been doing this show for 4 goddamn years. Why can't you just man up and get a real tattoo? So,
Where's the dedication?
And I'm like, maybe I should just do it.
nah, I'm just kidding.
He
No,
has
don't.
sensitive arms. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
Girlfriend of yours. And her little brother.
I love Walt's plan here.
Look to you straight.
He's just kind of bearing down on Jesse.
Children, but that very night.
But Jesse's smart. You can see right through him.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gotten smarter over the years, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes.
He's not the kid who said cow houses.
No. He's learned a lot.
I mean, all I'm saying is that.
How do you do that? That's real paint? I mean, do you have to paint the same spot over and over and then redo the graffiti for every take, Peter? Or, I mean, seriously.
that was an issue, and we ended up doing the same spot because we
Gotcha.
didn't want to have to keep swapping walls in and out.
Gotcha.
And it's this is also an episode where he starts cleaning up the place.
Yeah.
And Jesse's sort of recovered from the infinite party that was going on earlier in the season.
And it's funny, like when the shot is on me where you can't see the paintbrush.
Yeah.
I'm not actually painting the wall. I'm just moving my arm up and down because it just caused like the sound of the paintbrush was.
Now that's acting.
Now that is acting. Yeah.
Painting at its best.
It was tough. It was tough.
Now, Betsy, weren't you thinking about stealing some of these air fresheners?
There's a lovely
It's
place.
uncharacteristic silence.
I think some turned up missing.
You two ladies are like a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
You're so pretty, both you ladies.
Yeah.
I have to confess, I did steal an air freshener. I gave it to Copper in the makeup trailer. Pina colada.
Pina colada. I was gonna say it was.
We took it out of your salary. Did you ever notice?
That is so funny.
How's Hank doing?
I love how tolerant Skylar is. She's putting up so much.
She loves her sister.
She does.
She just accepts her,
And I feel like I know that you do, so that it allows me to be a little bit more of my worst self.
Exactly.
This was actually the first scene that we shot, and I was somewhat on edge.
That's right. Was this? This was the very.
This was the first. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to remember, but I certainly do.
Oh yeah, no, it's very important to me.
Well, that's a tight space, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's not our favorite. Our wonderful production designer and construction
I love
coordinator
this.
did a great job building it, but it's just recreating the original place in the pilot, which is a real place.
Oh, look at that money.
I love the tension between Walt and Skylar here. And that little kiss just made me so happy.
Maria really wants them to get back together.
This scene is so much fun.
This was such a big moment for Skylar, wasn't it? Because it was
Yes.
kind of, the question was asked, do you want to do this or not?
Yeah. Will she actually accept the money? And remember, Peter, when we were blocking it, there was a lot of discussion about the sort of metaphor of Skylar being down on her knees.
Absolutely.
At the safe and looking up at Walt and, in that kind of position, what that meant for her. It was...
You guys were so indulgent with me.
Yes, we were.
And then, but the scene is, I'm just so proud of it.
Well, it's a huge turning point.
Yeah. I mean, you guys they really are collaborators here in a criminal enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I love how the strength shifts back and forth, the balance of power shifts back and forth between these two.
Exactly.
And she is so logical. She's got it all buttoned up.
She's very pragmatic,
Yes.
Skylar is.
She
Yeah.
is.
Set some aside, save it for a rainy day.
More blue eyes.
Yes.
I can't believe I got to be on this show.
I can't believe you do either.
You know?
Yeah,
same here.
I know. I keep asking myself, why put up
Why
with you?
didn't you kill him first?
Why is Jesse still alive?
You guys, I'm lucky to have all you guys.
See how Walt was looking up at Jesse earlier, and now he's looking down on Skylar. It's all carefully thought through.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
Well, that's what this is, problem solving. Skylar, this is a simple division of labor. I bring in the money, you launder the money. This is what you wanted.
I never wanted any of this.
I've got to go. If you want out, just say that you want out.
And does she?
She loves the fat stacks.
She loves the fat stuff.
She wants a new car. She's sick of that Wagoneer.
I
That's
know.
really what she's
That
thinking.
thing barely runs, right? I mean, in real life, right?
In real life, it barely runs.
You know, there's 50-50 chance it's going to start at any given.
This shot was going to. This shot we fought over. Different episodes. We're going to get that shot. I'm not sure if it was worth fighting over, but
That's a cool shot.
it was fun.
How much you got it with the little the 7D?
The little 7D and our brilliant grip crew figured out a way to do that. It was much simpler than I thought it was going to be.
Kind of realize I've mentioned this Canon camera. Canon needs to pay us some money. I've been mentioning. I've been giving this thing a free advertising every audio commentary we've been doing.
This is the kind of scene, you don't think about this, but we had a lot of discussion over whether Walt would close this door.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was
Because it would seem too suspicious if he closed it.
Yes, and it was a lot of back and forth and trying to make sure that the audience would understand more or less that this was a covert operation here.
Yeah.
Another one was for 5D.
Yeah.
No, actually, there's the Panasonic.
Oh, the Panasonic's good too. There he is again.
Oh yeah.
There's
the prop that this little thing.
You made this in the lab.
Whenever we talk about this season, I always think, well, this scene's going to be on the previously on, because every time they talk about the rice and cigarette, this is the one time you find out what the hell's in there. And this is also an example of Michael Slovis kind of taking an idea and running with it at night, because we kind of were kicking around. I said, what if the whole thing was lit by this work lamp? And he really did. He lit most of the scene with one work lamp, which is kind of amazing.
It is. I love all this macro tabletop footage coming up of Jesse assembling the cigarette here. It's really nice work. And Tom Schnauz, who used to do this stuff for a living before he was a writer, used to work.
Make ricin?
He used to make ricin.
Wow.
No, he used to work for a tabletop for a company, a production house in New York City that did, shots of ice cream for commercials, shots of food and whatnot, close-up photography. And it would take hours and days to get this stuff. And our stuff here looks great. And you guys knocked this off in just a couple hours, right?
Yes, it went really, really quickly. It was something I was concerned about, but They went very fast. I mean, our crew is just so wonderful. And also the other thing that we have going for us is that there's no client. You know, in TV commercials, you have the client there wanting to make sure their product looks right, and so they love to shoot miles and miles of footage. I used to work in post in TV commercials.
Oh yeah.
And the trick is no one can make a decision.
It's funny you mention it. It brings up a whole other subject, which is all this nice close-up stuff. This stuff is harder to shoot than it looks, folks. Unless if you don't know, it helps TV. It's tough to have the tight schedules and deadlines that we have. But sometimes it's actually a blessing because, as you just said, Peter, sometimes there's not enough time to second guess and triple guess and quadruple guess, and things benefit from not having too much thought given them.
Mm-hmm.
It's great how Jesse he had to change his brand of cigarettes because of this ricin.
I don't even think we asked.
I don't think we asked.
Well, I think we
That's a smooth.
just assumed.
we took an educated guess.
Yeah.
So Jason from Props made that.
Call them Wilmingtons because my girlfriend's brother lives in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's why they're called
It's a
Wilmingtons.
great name.
You know they have a drive-thru, right?
Nah, this is good. Use the exercise. Get the blood pumping. Don't worry. You're not gonna have to pick me up.
And here's RJ.
Look, I matched my car.
Yeah, you do. You match your car.
This is
Looked like Speed Racer. I don't know. He was.
we have
Really like chicken.
these two characters with I'll bring a lot of equipment with them.
Yeah.
And I just love any time we get these two characters together because I think Hank and Walt Jr. just have this special relationship that kind of lights them both up.
Comes across so naturally.
Yeah.
And this is a good day. This is a good day to be shooting with RJ.
And I think any scene where
fun.
Dean gets to eat is probably a good.
Well,
You know what? The highlight of my day for this
He's just
is about to
pudding.
come up.
Is he going to get his pudding? Because he gets cranky if he doesn't get his
Is
pudding.
that true?
what's the highlight
He
of your
needs his
day?
pudding.
Wait, you'll
Get a
see
pudding
who?
back.
Okay.
The guy, I get to meet Gus,
Oh, that's true.
and he
Yes.
offered me a job.
That's true.
Yeah. We were looking at used cars, and I kind of
You guilted him into it. Yeah, I know. I hear you. You pulled the old, poor little me and my little trouble.
We're laughing at the dialogue, listeners.
Nah, I'm laughing at Dean.
By your clunker, you'd be driving now instead of borrowing mom's hoopty.
Agent Schrader.
Hey,
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Well, thank you.
I love all three of you guys. RJ, you and Dean and Giancarlo do such a nice job in the scene. If I love
That smile.
And I love the way you did this, Peter. If you had never seen an episode of Breaking Bad, if this was the first time you ever saw an episode, you would have no idea there was any subcurrent here going on between these two, which is just the way it should be.
Context is everything.
Context is everything.
It's,
Let context do the storytelling.
I love that there is not a single wrinkle in Gus's shirt.
Yeah.
he's detail oriented.
I love little details like that.
It's true. A lot of work goes into that. I mean, behind the scenes, a lot of work. Our wonderful wardrobe folks ironing stuff at the last second, putting it on them, putting on a new shirt in between takes.
RJ, I love how excited you are about actually. Yeah, maybe that would be a good idea to work at
Dude,
the
I
work at
love
Puertas Hermanos.
it. It was awesome to have a scene with him. I never get close to the bad guys, and this was the first time I got close.
That is a fun show. Well, when you take over for your running your dad's
Look at
meth
how
business, it'll be different.
Yeah. I love Dean just is on to him.
Yeah.
This is we always pay attention to their acts and these, and this is an act 2 out, and you want to have something big cooking, and that's what it was.
I love the way he closes the door and pulls his arm up. Did you tell him to do that? Or did he just do that?
I think he just did that probably.
I like the way he did that. That was nice.
Big doings today.
And here we get Jonathan Banks.
His ear. His
I
poor
know.
ear.
His poor ear.
Shot off ear.
Yeah.
And we are actually, that scene in the car was actually shot immediately after the previous scene. So we were shooting in sequence for those two. We were actually driving to the chicken farm. So there you go.
Talk about the fact this place no longer exists.
Yeah, the chicken farm was being demolished. and there was a lot of back and forth about whether we'd even be able to shoot there. And so it was a little scary because we needed this scene. It was very important. And so if you panned the camera just a little bit to the left in some of these scenes, you would see many demolished coops, and it was kind of sad. And there's
Nice tray.
yeah, we always got that.
Eric.
Eric, the guy furthest to the right of those three guys standing there, was our dolly grip, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, sweet guy.
He came back for season 4.
Who is a former Marine recon sniper.
Yeah.
He has 3.
He's not.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
has
Oh, yeah.
3 Purple Hearts.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has 3 Purple Hearts.
And you know what I
I
bet he...
tackled him at the softball game.
That's right.
Because he was playing for the other team.
He was blown out of his Humvee, right, and like shattered his back and spine.
believe
and
so.
They
Oh
said
my
that.
God.
Yeah, they said he wouldn't be able to ever walk again, and yeah, it's crazy.
He's a good guy.
He's such
Great
a
guy.
good guy.
Semper Fi. And you know what he doesn't do, Aaron? He doesn't complain about, man, this gun hurts. I'm holding my gun too long.
It's paintbrush.
Camera's so heavy.
I like this a little bit. Aaron, tell us about your T-shirt.
Oh yeah. I gotta give a shout out to my good friend Steve Aoki. I wore this because he came down to Albuquerque at a show, and he actually came down to visit me. We actually threw him in one of the scenes as an extra. What I forget what episode, but
What kind of show?
he's a DJ.
Okay.
And so he actually invited the entire crew down, and about 50 of us went down to the Sunshine Theater and danced around. It was fun. And so I wanted to, show some support. So thank you, Vince, for letting me, allowing
you kid?
Jesse.
It's a cool T-shirt.
Yeah.
I saw footage of that. It looked fun.
Oh yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love the way you directed. I love the way you edited and shot. I love those shots and the editing there, Peter. Nicely done with the interruption, and nice music from Dave Porter.
That was a lot of fun. The one shot, I'm proud that I don't think there were any pickups for this episode, but the one piece that we didn't get that day was the dripping of the coffee, and we had to do that, set that up elsewhere later.
Oh yeah. I love this shot. I love this
me
cutaway.
too.
I love this cutaway. It's one of my favorite in the whole episode.
So great.
There's a big casino right across. That's the 25. That's the 25 interstate 25, north-south. Cars going left or right or heading south toward, point south toward the border. Casino across the highway.
Here's Maurice.
Yeah, Maurice on the left. Excellent. Really, really scary. I mean, in real life, real sweet guy.
Yeah, such a good guy.
And such a fan of the show.
Yeah.
A lot of guns.
First time he speaks, period, on our show. I think he was in the previous episode, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
You want to sweep the place before you bring in your guys?
I am the guy.
That's cool. He's a badass.
All right, then.
It's fun to work with this very terse dialogue and have the actors kind of fill in these moments and make them so rich. And there's, on the page, there are not a lot of words spoken necessarily. And I really, that's one of the things that is really unusual about our show.
Yeah, it's funny. People think of writers loving dialogue, and we do. It's fun to write reams and reams of fun dialogue, but it's more fun actually to have wonderful actors who can say more with a look than with a bunch of words, and then to pare down the dialogue to the bare minimum.
We should do a silent episode.
You know what?
I've been lobbying
Black
for
and
it.
white.
Yeah.
I like how Maurice sits.
I know. That was a good touch.
He won't go formal the way Gus wants him to.
And also, I like he was tilted sideways, cocked sort of sideways there, so he can keep an eye on Mike behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a smart move.
That was Maurice.
That was good. And three excellent actors in this scene. Mike doesn't say much, but Giancarlo does an excellent job with the Spanish here. Maurice is a Spanish speaker, and Giancarlo is not, but you can't even tell. I can't tell.
Yeah.
I love this.
No tienes respuesta.
And of course, Gus is all set up for a large group, and this is all he gets.
Yeah, he's getting a real slap in the face here. It's very disrespectful.
It's so much fun to see a little bit of that, a little bit of what happens when Gus is disrespected.
And he never lets on. He's a gentleman always, and of course a poker face always. Never lets on.
Well, he knows next time he's definitely not going to bring the veggie platter.
Yeah.
We're only sending one person.
No crudités for you, my friend.
This is an example of the kind of decision you have to make as a director. Is I had to decide whether that window is going to be open or closed because we were going to lose light. And so I decided to live dangerously and leave it open, and fortunately we were able to get it all done. But it was touch and go. That was a tough day. This is actually a snorkel lens.
Oh.
A what?
Snorkel. It's like a periscope. It looks like a periscope.
Really?
Yeah, to get it down, get the camera the point of view down that low.
Huh. And the chickens you're hearing are all added in because there are no chickens left at this place. This was an industrial farm, like a factory farm, a poultry breeding facility. But
Do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Season could be over right now.
I mean,
Jesse doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to die in a hail.
My arm was too sore.
that's exactly what he was saying. Yeah. I'm going to play Rage later.
Cramp in my
Why did I say that earlier?
Too much masturbating.
That's the left hand.
That's
That's
really,
the left hand.
yeah.
Andrew, come on, pay attention.
Yeah.
Don't
You
get
gotta
your
learn to
trigger
switch hit
finger
there.
and that mixed up.
Yeah, it's all about Jesse's loyalty.
Giving me a gun and
Yeah. This is a nice scene. I like this.
or whatever.
How far do you drive for a scene like this? I mean, it's as long as the scene is, right? That's
Yeah,
the
this is an example of actors not just being great performers, but being technically astute.
Thank you.
Is that Jonathan knew exactly the right speed to drive, that we could get like a couple of takes out of this.
He's actually
going
driving.
right.
He's not on a flatbed.
Yeah.
No, he's driving.
By
He's
the way,
driving.
yeah. Good point. He's really driving.
And
here.
it's something I don't think that the audience would know is that like Aaron knows so much technically about the lenses, and the whole cast does.
Yeah.
The whole cast really understands what's going on both sides of the camera, and it makes the job so much fun.
Meaning what? He knows how much to move and not to move, so he stays in frame.
How to do a slate. You guys have to self slate sometimes when you're driving. There's a lot to it. And here's Jerry Burns.
Jerry Burns
is so good.
Yes.
He's great.
Who we haven't seen in quite a while on the show.
Are we going to see him again?
You know, that's a good question. We're trying to figure that out for season 5. We honestly don't know at this point. That's a true statement. But he's a wonderful actor. He's on Justified now, actually.
Oh, is he?
At least for a while he's on. He's good. He's a good actor. This is a great scene, by the way, Peter. Great job on this, and Mr. Paul. I take back all my negative statements about you. For your acting in this scene is just absolutely stellar.
Incredible.
It's so true.
Yeah, I hope the Emmy voters get to watch this scene.
Yes.
We were shooting this at a church in downtown Albuquerque, and people from the office heard what was going on, and they were driving in. So I would see people from the office back at Q Studios coming in to watch the scene, which I thought was pretty exciting.
We actually had a couple that one of a set visit right there that day. I think they were there.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I think they won it from an auction that I think Brian did, but they flew in and they were there that day.
That's cool. All the extras here are very good too, and
they're so great.
They're great faces, good reactions. Not too much, just beautifully reacted. But Peter, tell so Aaron doesn't have to tell a story on himself. Modest guy that he is. Tell what all the everybody did after his first run through of this scene.
Well, actually, there was applause from all the extras, and these people. You know, they were all acting.
Yeah.
It was a scene where everybody is going to get featured, and the fact that Jesse's saying this in front of people is really one of the things that gives it power.
Yeah. It's finally gives Jesse the opportunity to confess.
Yeah.
Without
going to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's been such a closed book to us all through the season.
Yeah.
And now we get a little glimpse of what's going on inside him. And she's wonderful too.
Yeah.
But I loved hearing that. Everybody sort of spontaneously applauded at the end of your first run through on this. That's just because that does not happen every day.
No, it was fun.
Once the old cut. So as not to ruin the.
Yeah,
and this lady does a very nice job.
Yes, she does.
No, this dog never.
She does. It's
never bit anybody.
That tattoo's so amazing.
These are real.
Yeah, those are real. Yeah.
This is a guy named Yak.
Yes, that's his
just like
his own vest.
That's his own vest. He did a good job.
I love that you remember that, Vince. That you remember the extra in this scene from 407 with the tattoos. His name is Yak.
Well,
I find that so
said it
impressive
on his
about
vest. He had his name written on his vest.
Oh, don't ruin it, Peter. God.
Well, thank you. I don't remember everything, but Yak is kind of non-submergible in my memory. But thank you.
You remember a lot of names, though. You remember every.
I tried to. Everybody does work so hard. You wanna not go blank when you're trying to. I got to tell you, Jerry Burns is so good here. I mean, everyone in this scene is just right on the money. But I love this.
Oh, that scene with Aaron and Jerry when he tells you about his daughter.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the introduction to that character. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great.
The thing is, if you just do.
I don't think I touched this thing. It was so perfect. I mean, I didn't. I mean, not to say that if I give a note in editing or what. I mean, when I say, the editing stage, if I give a note here or there, I mean, that, not to say something is imperfect because of that. It's just you want things a little different or whatever. I think this thing was just, all I did was just sat back and watch this and was just appreciative of how good this thing is.
Well, Skip McDonald just, is an ace editor and did such a wonderful job on it.
Skip did a great job cutting this. Yeah.
Dude, we have just a great team in general.
You are correct.
It's true. And we're all, it's everybody who works on the set is sort of at the mercy of what happens in post.
I love, Peter, that you chose to look up, too.
Yeah.
Look up at him.
I agree. It's a nice angle. It's a striking angle, looking up from low down.
Yeah.
It's a reference to Dreyer's Joan of Arc. No, not really.
You know what? It looks like it when she's about to be burned at the end, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. I don't think I was thinking that at the time.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. You mentioned it to me. You were.
Aaron's, Aaron.
Oh, yes, Yak. I see that now.
That was still sweet. I appreciate what you said.
I meant it.
I made you my bitch.
This is hard to watch, actually. I mean, in a good way. Yeah.
It's so raw.
Yeah. I love this. No. That's a perfect reaction there. Not too much. Not any more than it needs to be.
He's just so hurting.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah.
Is that glycerin in your eyes? Is that some digital effect?
We added that in after.
Yeah, you guys add that in all the time.
That's so weird.
That's wonderful. Congratulations, man. Excellent job, man. Excellent job.
Guys. But no, I mean, it's just so great. I mean, I can speak for all of us to be able to come to work and say these words that you guys write is just, it's a...
Does this hurt your arm doing this?
Yes. God.
This is a tough episode.
This is a rough episode.
This is for cross. We basically write the episodes to cross train the actors. So you'll see later on in the season that Jesse's got more lower body stuff.
This was core work.
Yeah, this is really shoulder and upper arms.
Next is lats and.
It's that effect that's almost like a star filter effect. I think it's sort of inadvertent, right? Because you're shooting through a piece of glass.
Yeah, we're shooting through a little piece of Persipex or whatever it is at the bottom of that prop. I believe.
The Grips made that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
I remember when they were working on it, they were like, how is this going to work? Because it kept leaking.
Ah.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute, you're
Yeah.
right. That's true. I remember you're exactly right.
This crew is just so adept. The combination of the crew and the cast, they can do so much, and it's an incredible experience to get to work with them. Most of them.
There's a lovely Betsy showing off her gams. Stems.
My workout. Helping Dean, my workout.
And it's this is our first time we've seen Gomez this season. So it was great to see Steven.
You know, that's right. Yeah, it was good to see him. He's got a beard now.
Yes.
Steven's good here.
So we had to write a little bit of, you might have heard earlier in the scene, a little bit of dialogue about the beard.
That's a nice touch. Because you tell how you're so concerned for him.
I love him.
Not the real guy, the storyline.
No.
Well, we've got, it's interesting because we've got.
Clown. But Marie loves Hank.
Yes.
And we've got two marriages, and it's just so interesting. I think it just makes the contrast. That's one of the things I love about the episode is the contrast between these two marriages, these two sisters, and how things are going for them.
I never noticed. Look, they're wearing the same exact watch. I love it.
These DEA guys all shop at the same store.
I love it. That's a good touch, actually.
This is such a great scene.
Yeah.
Steve said you might have something for us.
Yeah, maybe. You guys gonna have to tell me.
This was, this is a tough scene as a journeyman director. You sit there and go, wait, this is 5 pages of dialogue, and the guys can't move, and so they're all going to be planted. But the truth is, if the ideas are interesting enough, and if these performances, it absolutely sustains.
Chemistry genius. I mean, he's got degrees up the wazoo, right?
And this was a complex train of thought to put over for our writer.
Well, great job writing it.
Yeah.
Great job directing it. Dean did a great job acting it. It's the one nice thing I'm ever going to say about Dean.
He's not here.
Let's not even tell him. Let's not tell him.
Yeah,
don't tell him behind his back.
Don't tell him. I love this ongoing thing about Dean. It's been going on even before we started shooting this show.
And this is also, from a production standpoint, we didn't have the DEA that we used to have.
That's right.
That whole office set was gone, and of course we weren't shooting there because Hank is injured. So we recreated this room across the street in a building nearby.
Right.
So it's actually the lobby of the old DEA building, and then this is a set that's built into an empty floor of an office building.
And by the way, if you watch episode 13 after this and listen to the audio commentary, this is the exact same place. The place where Hank is sitting right now is exactly where Mark Margolis, who plays Tio, is sitting. It's the same set, same everything. It's sitting in episode 13 when he tells Hank to go fuck himself and whatnot. When he tricks Hank down to come to the DA.
Yeah.
This is the exact same spot and turned into a different. Those fake walls on the left and right, got moved away, and then you see a much wider view on this place with the missing tiles on the ceiling and whatnot.
Yeah, it looked like they were. That was definitely not a working part of the DEA in
Right.
episode 13.
In 13, but here it plays as a different floor of the same building.
Which we wanted. We wanted something a little more formal because it's Hank is doing his big presentation here. And one thing that you don't necessarily think about when you're watching these scenes, and we talked a little bit about before, is how important the person who's listening is.
Yes.
It's very easy to talk about the person who's speaking, but the listening is just as important.
I'm going to try that. Next
Yeah, yeah. See, I was going to suggest.
Get ready, Anna.
I was going to suggest it,
I'm
Betsy.
gonna
Try a little listening. Did you try something new?
Yeah.
Try a little listening.
Don't let it throw you off. Ready yourself.
What?
I'm all ears.
So you're going to be there for your off-camera, Betsy.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a lot of this while I listen.
Betsy's making funny faces that you can't see.
We're also all wearing our swimsuits right now.
Yes,
we should tell everybody.
That's right.
I'm in my Golda diaper.
Looks nice on you.
Yes, it's very functional as well. Oh,
Looks
there we
formal
go.
and functional.
There I go.
Quite comfortable.
And you have Ugg boots on with it.
Yes.
I like that.
It's a good look.
Yes.
Fermented lentil bread, whatever the hell that is.
God damn, this is a long.
This is a
fucking
long
scene.
scene. We could talk about anything now.
Chicken joint.
Talk about the.
You make fun of Dean some more.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's me.
Take your diaper off.
I have to
Fling it at him.
I have to go.
Look at
I have to go
this.
feed the meter. I love that picture, by the way,
That's great.
because here's Hank's boss. Hank's boss with a check with Gus Fring. I thought that was really. And the funny thing is, we couldn't get the two actors together at the same time, so that's a Photoshop.
Oh, well done. Where do you get a big check like that, like an Ed McMahon check?
Those are the checks that I write. That's just what I use.
I require contractually. I get all my pay and Ed McMahon-sized checks.
Where do they mail those to? Do you have a big P.O. box?
They're rolled up
Ed
like a
McMahon has
poster.
to come deliver them to me.
With balloons in hand.
Yes.
Gustavo Fring.
Which
Is he still alive?
No, it's actually what's gotten a lot tougher for me to get paid now.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I had to,
He passed away last year. Yes.
I thought so.
God rest his soul.
God, I loved Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
I like the way Dean just capitulates here.
You are correct.
Yes.
Yes.
One of Gustavo Fring's fingerprints.
I'm sorry.
That's
you were talking
okay.
about art. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Nice props here. Props to the prop guys.
Yes.
I love this look Dean gives.
Yes.
I love that. That's a great look.
So great.
So what do you think now, motherfuckers?
And again, Peter, well
Excellent
done.
Yes. Incredible job.
Excellent job. Peter. Yay. Excellent job.
Yay us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.